Hi folks, and welcome back to the channel. And today on my series of DIY, we're down to skirting boards and architraves. Very simple, easy job. And if you like this type of content, please subscribe and please share. And don't forget to check your playlists, because down there the full series is actually down there. So what do we need for the job? So let's have a look. And what you need to do your skirting boards and architraves is, first, if you've got straightforward bare wood, you'll need something like this. A primer and undercoat. This is an all-in-one. It's a vice bar, very good product. Also for your top coat, I've gone for satin white. I prefer the satin to gloss. Also you want some sanding paper and a sanding block, a tack cloth, some gloves, a damp cloth, a paintbrush. Now this is just a straightforward paintbrush. In fact, it's 2.5 inches. That's big enough for what I'm using this for. And also a tray, which if you saw my other video, I didn't have one, but I've got one today. And a roller. It's a 4-inch roller, and that's as big as you need. As you can see, I've previously used this, and I always recommend, as a tip of the day, always wrap up your roller in plastic and just keep using it. And when you finish with it, keep this part and throw that part away. And in this video, we're going to be concentrating on already primed architraves and skirting boards. And it's as simple as this. They come in packs, all ready to go. So the next thing is, we're going to get on to preparing them. And the first thing we need to do, put a nice little light sand over the top of them. Now in the first part and the second part, we're going to be doing the same thing. Once we've sanded down the boards, the next thing we need to do, obviously we've wiped them as well, we just need to tack them just prior to painting. So that, and all we're going to be doing is just going straight over the top with a tack cloth. And that's just to get off any bits that might have occurred on the boards whilst you might have been hanging about. And you do exactly the same with the architraves as well. Just tack them over with the cloth, like that. Just get off any of the bits. And you do that exactly the same way when you come to the second coat. Anyway, we'll get on with this first coat. Then we'll move straight on to the second coat. So the next thing we'll be doing is stirring up our paint, because you really want your paint to be nice and smooth. You don't want to be lumpy or anything. And if it's been lying around for a while, it just needs a good stir anyway. And normally where I'm at the warehouse, I usually get them to mix it up for me. But this is a used tin now, so we should be all right. So if you're going to be using undercoat or a primer, then you do the same with this. You give it a good stir before using. But obviously ours are already primed, so we don't need that. Just give this a good stir around. Do. Then just wipe it off with a brush. Little tip, if I didn't tell you before, when you put your roller away, don't bother to clean it. Just wrap it in a bag, like that. And then you can reuse it and use it. But you'll always keep this bit, but just then after you finish with it, just throw the roller away. Another little tip, always use a wet or damp brush, especially with emulsion paints, especially water ones. It does help for cleaning, and also it makes it a nice smoother run. We'll just pour our paint into our tray. Now what you want to do is get your brush, dab it in, so it's had a little bit of paint on it, just makes it a bit easier. Don't need loads. Like that. And just put that on the side of the tin for now. Just make sure your roller gets plenty of paint on it, both sides. These cheap rollers are rubbish really. But the thing is, you're going to throw them away. See, they don't spin that well. Just make sure you've got plenty of paint on your roller. And if you've got any paint on your hands, use your wet cloth. Just comes off easy. So all we're going to be doing is just rolling on your paint, just like that. Just getting nice and even. And don't forget your edge. And just get your brush on the edge, straight down. And once again, straight down the edge. And that's that one done. Move him over. Once again, go down your edge. Get plenty of paint on your roller. It's starting to roll now, that's good. If you do it too thin, you've got to go back again. And even if these were stuck to the wall, you can do it exactly the same way. Once again, along your edge. And get your brush. Architraves are exactly the same. Once again, get your edge, just go down, straight down your edge with it. And do that one at the same time. And flip it down. Get some paint on your roller. Push them over so they're near each one. Get them over to next door to one another. Like that. And straight down the middle of them. Both. Like that. Just get your brush, like that, very easy. Same on there. Just make sure you get your edge. And that's it. It's that simple. Well, there you go, folks. We've done our first coat and now we're going to be doing our second coat. But before we can move on to that second coat, we do need to give the boards a good sand off. And that's just to make sure your top coat sticks well. Now we're sanding those down, now we're ready to put our top coat on. So we'll give it a few more minutes for that to dry off, and then we're going to put our tack cloth straight over them. So there we go, folks. Wasn't that nice and easy? You've seen the first coat and you've seen the second coat. It is that easy, and especially using the roller. And there's no reason not to. Even when you're doing it inside your house and they're fixed to the wall, you can still do it with a roller. It will save a lot of time. And in fact, if you're doing it at home and you're doing it in the lounge or whatever, put plenty of paper down, cover up everything. And what you do, you don't do a long length at once. You'll just do, say, do about 3 foot, then move on to the next bit. And it is that easy. Well, there you go, folks. If you like this type of content, please subscribe and please share. And don't forget to check out the playlists. We've got a playlist on how to do flooring. That's an interesting one in its own right. And obviously we've got this series on painting and decorating. And there is other things on the channel as well. And we'll see you again very shortly on the Crazy Baker channel. Laters! This is the Crazy Baker Unleashed channel. Cars. Honest reviews. DIY. Toys. And behind the scenes of all the crap I buy. Old school memorabilia. Please subscribe and please share. Laters!